Backwoods packages litter tabletops, gone off that shit, my eyes lower than your stable stock. I get stoned and I'm dope, I made a rock. You feeling stagnant when that boat tips, I made it rock. I used to play Sega Saturn and shit, and now I smoke a lot of weed and it ain't mattered a bit. Blood splatter on the back of the whip. I backed up with the strength of the piston of Mack trucks. You ever seen a grown man crumple into a puddle? Man, I ain't have a move left. I couldn't do nothing but struggle. I need some shit to keep my mind on the PowerPoints. I took the path that I could find and devour joints. Motherfuckers been asking for this one. I never had sense. I had the passion to get some. And then I saw her. She skates slow. But fuck it, I even the pace so. And I've never been as happy as right now. But shit, I gotta cope with the fact that it dies down. Cause in the end I just wake up salty. Start my day with a pot of black coffee. And I've never been as happy as right now. But shit, I gotta cope with the fact that it dies down. Cause in the end I just wake up salty. Start my day with a pot of black coffee.
Zigzag in my pocket, I left the studio, police chase wildin', I'm sipping that pink chalice. Zigzag in my pocket, I left the studio, police chase wildin'.
Never been one for the talking. Anxiety ridden, I hide in the rhythm. I'm ficus, burning bush. I turned to Christ and burned the book. It turned to ice. I learned to cook it, work at night. I turned it, booked it. But bitch, I ain't been tripping. Technology squared, my angle's missing. Open-ended, where to go, I hope it's different soon. I'm sick of job interviews, they're looking for a different dude. Life's a bitch, I heard she's sleeping in the nude. White lies dancing, trying to creep into the truth. California Kush, my people stay sedated. I party all week to keep my evil satiated. And I've never been as happy as right now. But shit, I gotta cope with the fact that it dies down. Cause in the end I'll just wake up salty. Start my day with a pot of black coffee.
Good morning. We're gonna continue. I was thinking I wanted to try doing a bit of lore here. Like, maybe you find a journal page. I'm also thinking of doing, like, adding the lore to the beginning of the game, where you see, like, a meteor or something come down from the sky. I think I'm gonna go back and do that, but it feels weird to have stuff on the earlier maps that's not done yet. Hello, KO2 fan. Alright. So I was thinking I'm gonna add one of these spiders in. I'm gonna put one of the spiders like right here. And then when the player comes along this path, the spider's gonna like run away from him. I don't even know if you'll be able to see the spider. Oh my god, of course I can't see it when the game object is disabled. Okay. So I'm gonna make some different scripts for the spider. I'm gonna make this one. I'm not sure how I want it to work. I want it to run away when the player's within a certain distance, but then I'm not sure if I want it. I think I want it to just disappear after a certain period of time. So we're not going to automatically set the direction here. I also want to add a system to let the spiders jump and fall. And I'm going to let you set the surface normal, so you can set what surface the spider starts on. But yeah, I think I'm just going to have it trigger running away when the player's within a certain distance, and then like I say distance, but I feel like I should probably do a trigger collider. Like do a, yeah. Put like a trigger collider like right here or wherever I want the player to walk. And then when it does that, it triggers the spider going away. Alright, so we're only gonna move if the direction square magnitude is bigger than 0. So like if direction is set. Otherwise the spider's just gonna be standing still. Like I'm almost wondering if I just put it in the player script of when they get to a point. Nah. It's best to do it with a trigger collider. I don't know if I want to call it like spider run trigger. I'll just call it spider trigger to start. See, this is the thing though, I want to put it on a different... Yeah, so I'll need to have these as two separate game objects. But that way, I can just disable this whenever it triggers. So check if it's the player that's walking through here. And if it is, then we will disable this game object and we will set the spider to move in the direction away from the player. I kind of want to make the direction constant because this cave is constant. I'm thinking I should just make it go this direction, just go straight, like along the z-axis. Let's do that. Vector 3 dot forward. I think that's it. That's really easy. Let's hope it works. So I did some organization and organized a bunch of these objects into this object called cave debris. I think I'm going to do the same thing with these chasms. I wonder if I can make this constant because it actually never moves, it just gets enabled and disabled. Okay, that is more organized. there a way to make just a box collider? No, I guess you have to make a cube and then delete the mesh. I'll eventually customize this script so you can set what direction the spider goes. I feel like you might not even be able to see the spider if I don't put it close enough. Yeah, and I'll also add a little audio effect of the spider like moving, or like its legs tapping the ground, so you hear like a tap, tip, tip, like that. The spider walking across the ground. So I feel like I should put this, like, if I put this here, the spider can run away when you fall off the edge. I guess that's okay. Okay, let's see if this works. So when the player jumps across, the little spider should start running. Yeah, I don't know if we'll be able to see this. Okay, so I forgot to set the box collider to a trigger. There we go. I maybe should make it a bit lighter. I was looking at the stream yesterday. Are you fucking kidding me? I fell. And it's really dark on the stream where there's encoding. Dude, maybe I made this jump too hard. Okay, I think I set it to go the wrong direction. How would I set this to time out the spider? I guess I could do like a delay. Oh, okay, so I think the way to do this would be set the direction in here, toggle the spider script so that it doesn't get moved at all, and then inside this I have a timeout that disables the spider after a certain period of time. Let's try moving right, and I'm gonna increase the amount of light. There is a little light right here. I don't know if that should be brighter. I'm so confused. It goes the other direction? I should fix this so that it can climb up walls. See, actually it could climb up the walls if I program the AI to change the direction dynamically. let's put this closer to the player where it can potentially be seen. I'm thinking it might just literally be too dark. You might not actually be able to see this. Did it just instantly move? Oh yeah, shit. Okay, it's automatically setting the direction. I'm going to increase the ray casting here so that it has more of a chance of hitting the ground on curves. Maybe the player's light should be a bit brighter. See, the issue is it's like universal render pipeline, and all I have is point lights to work with. So if I make the light too bright, it like doesn't, it shows up on everything. There's like no shadows or anything. Alright, there we go. Now you can see it. It's like very subtle, but you can see it sitting, waiting there. Yeah, and it runs away. Oh, that's good. That's actually good. That is what I was going for. So I'm gonna have it move faster. Okay, it literally walks across the ceiling. That is actually so good. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that so far. We gotta add a timeout here. I think I'm gonna make that one specifically move faster so that it can get away from the player before the player could possibly see it. And yeah, we just gotta add a timeout. There's actually a game object destroy with a timeout, isn't there? How do I do this so that it never... I need to count how long the spider's been alive. If lifetime bigger than 0, then lifetimer plus equal delta time. If lifetimer smaller than or bigger than lifetime, then we delete this game object. And I probably, how do I do this so that it doesn't call destroy twice? If game object. I think there's like an is destroyed. because destroy isn't automatically called. I seem to remember it sometimes calls the update functions again. I might need to store my own boolean of if it's destroyed. I just ripped out my headphones. God damn it. After an object has been destroyed. Okay, yeah. So what we'll do after this is we will set lifetime to 0 so that it never checks this or calls destroy again. Alright, so this should be perfect. Actually, one more thing we need to do, we need to add the audio for the legs. But anyways, when we jump across here, it should go skittering away. Yeah, perfect. I don't know why this jump seems harder. Did I like lower the player's move speed or something? This is interesting. You can actually see it like sitting and waiting across the chasm. Maybe it's because I'm an idiot and I'm jumping from like the center here. Let's see if we can watch it time out. Nope. It's just gonna keep walking. Might do a lifetime of like 5 so it disappears right before the player can get there. I'm also thinking what I'm gonna do with the audio. Hold on, I'll be right back. Dude, there's like more hair on my head on like one side right now, and you can see it like my head looks like uneven. It looks weird when I bunch my hair up. Whatever. Alright. I don't think the sound for this spider is something we're gonna find on free sounds. Because I want like a little, what is it? Like a little, see, that's like a metal tapping noise. I want like the sound of like the spider tapping its little, or bug tapping its crystal legs on the stone. Like I literally have like a thing of like rocks. I'm actually thinking I'm just gonna go downstairs and I'm gonna get rocks and tap them against each other. See, that might actually be a good noise right there. Let's try that. So that is just tapping my finger on a little thing of glass. Okay, nice. So the thing with the spiders is, though, a bunch of them are going to move their legs at different rates, which is going to be really difficult. I did this player footstep system where it plays footsteps from a combined audio clip. I am actually thinking that I should reuse that for the spider because it makes it so easy. Like I should take this footstep system, playing the different footsteps from a combined audio source, and I should make that into its own script, and then I can apply that to the spider too. So let's edit out the beginning and end of this recording. And I feel like I could edit these closer together too. I feel like normalizing this will probably make them way too loud. So there's actually noise in the background now too. That's interesting. So I should have done noise removal. I wonder, wait, maybe I still can do noise removal. Maybe there's a tiny enough section in between these to get the noise profile. Yeah, right there at the beginning. Yeah, there we go. The noise is gone. Audacity is kind of amazing. What is residue? Oh, interesting. So I think that gets you the noise. Okay, that's sounding decent. It just needs a bit more noise reduction. Yeah. Okay. So there's the audio. Wait. Okay, there's actually... Some of these are not full taps. Okay, so that's cleaned up. Let's program this footstep. Footstep audio. The one thing that I think I hate the most about Unity's workflow in general is having everything load so slowly. Like every time you load a new script, it has to reload Visual Studio, which is so slow. And then each time you reload a script, it needs to reload Unity, which is like a couple seconds. I always notice it when I go back to my JavaScript engine, and like I literally just open code files instantly, and I build the program instantly, just like open it, build and open like instantly. It's like you really notice how slow the workflow is in Unity, or like just how much lag there is in the editor that slows your workflow, which is kind of shitty. It's surprising how slow it is sometimes. I literally don't tell people to get the new version of the Unity editor. So if you like, I mean, you're probably a new viewer. I originally went and downloaded Unity 2021. Like, I want to say like 6 months ago, I downloaded the newest 2021 build. The editor wouldn't even launch. Like, when I launched Unity, it would give up like an error window, and I couldn't even launch the new version of the editor. I've never had it been that bad before, where like the program literally doesn't work. So that's why I'm staying on 2019, and even though there's bugs in 2019, but like, I have to say, like, I used Unity 5 back in like 2015, like, I used like older versions of Unity, like Unity 4, and like it had issues, but it was never this bad where it literally stops you from doing the actual game development. I used 2020.3. Older versions weren't great on Linux. Do they actually have an editor for Linux before? I know the editor literally, they had, so man, they used to say, like, if you, I know the editor literally didn't work on Linux. They have said, like, if you read, like 5 years ago, if you went and looked up Unity, Unity says, oh yeah, it supports Linux, and like you can edit the games on Linux. But if you actually opened the editor on Linux, like, even I tried it on like a standard Ubuntu thing, it didn't work. Like, a bunch of shit was broken. So it's like, it's almost like a lie. Or at least it was like a lie. Well, it's good that they're getting better about Linux support. I wonder if a bunch of it is Vulkan making it easier for them. They won't support any bugs I find because they only support Ubuntu, and I use Manjaro. Huh. Have you, I'm assuming you've run a bunch of Unity games on Linux. Do, like, Unity games built for Linux work fine? They default to OpenGL. I have to remember to change to Vulkan. I played Bop.io, which dev uses Unity on Linux too. So I tested the Linux build from the editor here, or from this 2019 version on Ubuntu, and it seemed to work fine. I didn't even see any graphical bugs. It seems like it had like full shadows and post-processing and stuff too. So it seems like at least the universal render pipeline here worked well for Linux from what I tested. I didn't even have like a GPU. It was using like the emulated OpenGL 3.1. Alright, now the question is, how am I going to increment the footstep time? Did a Game Jam game and export to Windows, which worked less well. Wait, really? So I guess like the cross compilation. That's annoying. I had to build on a Windows PC to get it to work right. Yeah, cross compilation is like really difficult though. I kind of do get that. I tested doing my C programs, getting cross compiled with like a min-GW, or doing like doing min-GW is basically your only option when if you're talking about supporting both Windows and Linux, and then min-GW has like arguably issues where like you miss out on some features and stuff that is in like GCC or Visual Studio. Cross compilation is legitimately a hard thing. Well, actually, I think it's the least difficult for Linux, because Linux is open. I think most of the issues with cross compilation come from like Windows and Mac being closed source. Because I mean, now you can literally build Linux on Windows, because you've got Linux built into Windows. So I'm not sure. I think I want to increment this footstep time in the player script or in another script. That sucks that you had to build it on a Windows PC to get it to work right, though. Were you using IL2 C++ or anything? Okay, now let's try implementing this on the player first. Nope, just standard.NET. Huh. Okay. We're going to test this on the player first to make sure everything works. Oh no, this has multiple audio sources. Okay, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do this as a without doing get component. That way you can just set it to whatever you want. Come on, Unity, scroll down the last little bit. There we go. And I wonder if we can copy. Is there a way for me to copy this array? I feel like there should be a way to copy array properties. Unity copy array property. Dude, if you have to manually copy each of these values, that is so annoying. Array field in editor. You can run the game, right click on component name, click copy component, then turn the game off. Okay, well, it says literally write an editor script just to copy and paste an array. That is not a good solution. That is a waste of fucking time. No way. There's no way. Unity devs actually expect me to copy and paste this by hand. Holy shit. Write a custom property drawer just to add functionality. You know, maybe Unity could add this functionality to their array inspector. I'm actually thinking that the best way to do this would be to write. Okay, wait a minute. So I made a console script that uses the mono, I don't think I have it here, but it uses the mono C# compiler to dynamically compile code. And I am just thinking now that I could actually put that in the editor and it would be so fucking useful, because then I could just write code that would be like player find player. Like I could actually quickly write the code that copies the arrays, and it could actually do other stuff too. Holy shit, that's actually a good idea. I don't know if I want to do that though, because it feels like getting really sidetracked. Yeah, let's do it. Fuck it. I don't know how else I'm gonna copy. Like, I feel like there's gonna be many other times when I'm gonna need to copy a whole array, and I'm also thinking of all the other things you could do with a editor console. Hello, AEM. Yeah, I said last night, it seems like this game is giving me something to stream each day. What code did I do the console in? Was it test ground? Which one of these did I copy? Culling volume, binary float, fast lock. Okay, here we go. Developer console. This will probably throw errors, I think. Okay, it didn't throw errors. That is good. That is good. Okay, developer console using C# code provider. So I already copied this from another folder. So we have the old. So this is like a built-in in the client developer console. I'm kind of scared to put this in the game right now because it might, I think it will just not work. But we're going to change this to be an editor window because I just realized it makes way more sense to have this in the editor than in the actual client of the game. But now I'm thinking about in my head, what if I wanted it in the client and I wanted it in the editor? What if I wanted it in both? Huh. Quick execute C#. Maybe that's what I'll call it. Wait, there might already be a way to do this. Unity quickly execute C# in editor like console. Someone else might have already done this. This actually seems like something. No. No, okay. Yeah, we'll just call it developer console. And I'll copy this editor window. Damn, I'm just gonna need to like rewrite this whole code. Now that I look at this. I'm almost thinking it's easier to just copy this editor window code and then replace a bunch of this. So there's something better than general. Is there a like C#? General 2D rendering UI. No, there's nothing for code besides general. Feels weird putting all of my windows in general. What does wide mode do again? I think it stretches out the elements to fill everything. So how do I want this to look? enter C# code to execute. I should do some example code here to start. Console down here. Is there a way to make a text area not writable? I think there is. Oh, I think you just do the text area and then don't set the result. Yeah, this should work. Okay, let's see how this looks. I might want to change the size of the text area. I can't remember how I set the size of the text area for like this. Begin scroll view. Oh, okay. This is probably what I need. Comment out this old code. Alright, I want to see the debug.log code. I want to see if this works for quickly writing some code so far. I think it'll be really bad not having syntax highlighting or anything, but enter C# code. Okay, so for some reason I can't drag the window. I think that's a Unity bug. There we go. Yeah, what the hell is... Why can I not drag the window sometimes? Hello world. Okay. But yeah, it's not an actual text area. And I think it's because I didn't do the scroll area. How do I define the size of the text area? Text area, fill available height. Let's see how this works, and then I'll look at doing it more. Okay, so for someone, like, why does that not fill? That is so weird. It's a really weird way of doing the text editor. I want it to fill the whole thing automatically. Expand height true. So the issue is this will probably take up the whole space. Yeah, so this takes up the whole space, and now there's none left for the console. So I need to choose a specific amount of size. Set size. Maybe there's something besides expand height. To give it an absolute height. This might be what I'm looking for. What happens when it goes over? Can we... There is no scrolling automatically built into the text view. It's kind of annoying. So I think hopefully we can do this on the scroll view. I don't get why they did a text area and it doesn't have built-in scrolling. Like, I don't think you should have to call this scroll view beforehand. Oh my god, it doesn't work now. Okay, wait, well, okay, it kind of works. That's kind of annoying. I guess now we do expand height, true. See how that works? Okay, so the fact that it doesn't scroll down automatically as you type is actually triggering. There is some pretty bad design stuff here. It's like, I guess it's just that it's not perfect, and we're so used to having like completely perfect text editors these days. So I think this should be styled good. I think I should make this bigger though. No, okay, so it still doesn't have. Fair enough. Fair enough. Whatever. I feel like I should make this bigger. Let's get it to actually compile code now. I was just thinking what code I want it to run. So let's initialize all of the code compiler stuff. Man, having this stuff in comments actually kind of makes the code harder to read. Oh yes, I need to actually make a function to print to the developer console. Run code, unload code. Compile on separate thread to prevent freezing. Should I compile it on a separate thread still? I think we're going to be executing Unity code anyways, so it's kind of going to be, yeah, this is going to pretty much be freezing anyways, so I wonder if I need to unload the assembly. I guess so, otherwise it'll eventually like just create a memory leak. I could also just add it to the existing assembly. Let's try this. And let's set up some default code. So what does this start with? This starts with using Unity Engine. Did I delete the output? Oh no, it's behind that. I guess I could just let you access it statically. String output. And that's easy. Then you can just set it. Wait, don't both these need to be unique? I guess not. Is there anything I'm missing? Console.output plus equals hello world. Can you do strings like this in C#? I know you can in JavaScript. I actually think you can't in C#. I think it's like C, it counts as a character. Yeah, too many characters. Okay. So what we need to do is slash. So that ignores those and includes them, I believe. Or at least it should. I actually think this might work now. I kind of have a feeling it's going to have an error, and I need to set it to unload the compiled code. So wait, let's run it and then unload. Load into app domain. Run main function. Oh, I need to control the class name. Oh, shit. So I need to know the class name. And I don't think I want to automatically detect that, but I mean, you might want to use classes here. So, I guess I'll just make something called main class that has the function entry point, and then I'll put code execution begins code entry. I guess I'll just throw an error in the console if it doesn't exist. Output plus equals. Do I call it a syntax error or find main class required for code entry point? I also think I should compile this or surround this and try and catch. I think if there's errors it might fuck up Unity, but let's try it, let's experiment. Oh, you know what I should also do? I should add an option here to, you can copy, basically add an array of game objects. So like an easy array of game objects that you can access statically when you're executing the code here. Actually such a useful tool to have, just to be able to just quickly execute C# code. How do I check if it has the member main or entry point? Has member. Let's see what happens if invoke member fails. C#. What happens when invoke member fails? I'm guessing it throws an exception. Yeah, we'll see what happens when we invoke it and it's not there. Book method, run assembly, unload compiled code. Okay, I think that's all good. Let's see if that works. Okay, there are no new lines. I fucked up. New line. New line. Bit better. Forgot to put a new line here. Alright, let's see if this works. No reference exception, object reference not set to instance of object. Compiler never got initialized. I thought onAwake was called on Unity editor window onAwake. I thought it called awake. It's called as a new editor window starts, similar to how an awake is called. Maybe I need to make it public. Loaded compiler. Compilation. Oh wait, text area didn't display with rich text. Let's see if it has a rich text option. Okay, so I think I can enable it with the GUI style. Editor, GUI layout, rich text. So let's see, the type editor window is defined in an assembly. Is not referenced. Consider adding a reference to assembly. Wait, the type editor window. Wait, that's weird. I am referencing, I guess I need to do editor to add the assembly. Wait, maybe I'll just add all the referenced assemblies from our assembly. I think that's actually the play. I don't think I'm going to worry about rich styling, but let's see. How do I create a new Unity enable rich text? Disable by default, an editor GUI can be enabled using a custom GUI style. Property should be set to true, style passed to the GUI function in question. Okay, let's try this. Pass it right there. Rich text style. Okay. And then how would I get all of the referenced assemblies? Type dot assembly get referenced assemblies. Let's look through all these. Get type. It's so weird. I think the past few days talking has been giving me a headache. Alright, let's see. MS Core Lib, Unity Editor, Unity Engine, Physics Module, Render Pipelines, Universal Editor, Assembly C#, System. Okay. That actually seems awesome. That looks like it just included like all of them. But it looks like the text area with the GUI style did not work. So let's try setting this here. GUI style. I guess maybe it only works with labels. So this is cool. Now we should just be able to add all of these referenced assemblies. How do I do the location? So this gets the assembly names. Which one would be the location? Full name? What am I looking for? C# referenced assemblies. Add assembly name. or looking up how to get location from assembly name. Assembly name get location. Full name. Actually, full name would make sense. It seems like our text area isn't being displayed though. Let me check this. Color equals red. Hello, rich text. I kind of do want rich text because it would make highlighting compiler errors and stuff easier. And technically it would make syntax highlighting possible. Okay, nice. So the text area doesn't have a background in the style. How do I copy the current style? Shortcut for an empty GUI style. How do I get the default style? Because I don't think this is the default because it's showing up as completely blank in the background. Yeah, so there's no background for this one. GUI.skin. Okay, here we go. This is what I was looking for. GUI.skin text area rich text true. Let's hope this works. And then we'll just set this to false at the end. This might not work. Maybe it will. I don't know how Unity really works. Nope, it did not work. So yeah, we'll have to make a new style. Skin text area. Maybe I can just copy this. Is this a struct? Because if this is a struct, then you can actually just copy this. That might be how Unity's doing all this. Nice, there we go. Hello, rich text. Compiler failed to produce assembly, output, C# code generator from file batch. What kind of error is this? This error looks scary. Let's start from the bottom and work our way up to our function. Alright, call GM. Hey, you can see Unity using imgui. Invoke. Developer console on GUI. Code DOM compiler assembly from source. Assembly from source batch. Failed to produce assembly. Why did it fail to produce assembly? Is it because of the referenced assemblies I added? I wish there was a way to quickly turn a collection. I mean, it's a string collection, so you would think that the compiler is smart enough to automatically convert a string collection, or whoever programmed it. to actually output the strings. Alright, so this might not actually be adding our referenced assemblies. Maybe it is. Yep, loaded 9 actually. So which one would any of these cause issues? System, assembly C#. Oh, the assembly C# might be what's causing issues. Or maybe it's because these change, like Unity reloads the assembly all the time. I don't know what this error is. From file batch, from source batch. C# code provider failed to produce assembly. I wonder if it's generating files for it. If it's generating temp files for that, this might be the same, which is why it's failing to produce the assembly. Let's try changing this to a random value. Failed to produce assembly, output, no, it's not that. So maybe I will manually, no, I don't want to manually add assemblies because that makes it really difficult. Let's try manually adding the assemblies again. And I want to see if they output anything different. So let's see if it compiles when I actually add these. I wonder if I have to add the assemblies in a specific order. Otherwise it doesn't have actually, man, there's so much stuff going on here, I don't really know what could be happening. I want to see what the difference is between this assembly location and the assembly full name. Since these are just assembly names and not actual assemblies, I feel like it might be different. Okay, let's inspect this. Oh yeah, so this is literally full reference to Unity Engine MS Core module. Compilation error 4. Editor window is defined in assembly that is not referenced. Okay. There we go. So we know. So that's actually better. That's actually giving us errors that we can work with. And I know now that this location is not the same thing as the full name. So I need to look, how can I get this dot location from the assembly name? Assembly name location. Get path of all referenced assemblies. Fully working example. Recursively including nested assemblies. Ah. Wow, does it actually need recursive assemblies? That's kind of ridiculous. Reflection only load. Huh. I guess maybe I could just look through these full names until I find maybe it's code base. So I don't think reflection only load is what I'm looking for. Does this mention assembly name? Gets location of the assembly as specified originally. Yeah, so these are not the locations. C# get path of assembly name referenced. Physical path of referenced assemblies. Path.get directory name. Get assembly.location. It seems really stupid having to do get assembly. I guess, is it reflection only load? Let me check what reflection only load does. Load an assembly into the reflection-only context where it can be examined but not executed. Do you need to unload? There's no way to unload an assembly without unloading the app domain itself. I think this will work. Let's see. Like, what do I do? Do I do full name? I feel like there has to be another way. This is crazy. Like, why would they give you these assembly names if you can't do anything with them? Like, why wouldn't they just give you the actual referenced assembly locations or whatever it is? Mind-bogglingly dumb. I don't know what the C# devs were thinking when they did this. I guess I can try full name. Alright, error. Could not find or load assembly. Yeah, that's what I thought. Tool location helper from the Microsoft Build Utilities core. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? You literally need Microsoft's MS Build. That is so fucking ridiculous, man. Alright, so let's actually look this up. Let's look up the source code of this. Because this should give us the code to do this how we want. Thank you, Microsoft, for posting this open source. Get .NET framework spec, get path to .NET framework referenced assemblies. Oh my god, this is actually so complicated. All just to get paths to fucking files, dude. Alright, error utilities, verify throw argument. Verify try get value. Spec dictionary. Read-only dictionary. To dictionary spec version. I do not understand what that is setting. This is like crazy to me that this isn't easier. Like, why would they even add the get referenced assemblies if you can't actually use it? Not loaded assemblies. I want to get type from some referenced assemblies. You can do get referenced assemblies, but these methods seem to use to get Alright, let's try loading this with just name and then doing dot location. Nope. Could not load Unity Engine .core module. What the hell, man? Should I get current assemblies? Assembly.domain. How do I get the current app domain? Wait, I don't understand. I'm reference. Where is app domain? Current domain, referenced assemblies. Oh my god. So I think the solution was to just use a completely different function. Let's see how this works now. Because we can just directly add assemblies.location. So the issue is this might create a feedback loop where if our assembly isn't unloaded, it includes our runtime compiled assembly in the next runtime compiled assembly. Oh, no, not supported exception. The invoked member is not supported in a dynamic module. God damn it. The invoked member is not supported in a dynamic module. I'm trying to get the location of an in-memory assembly. Wait, how do I add C# add in-memory assembly to referenced assemblies? This is actually a really good thing like to go into. How would I set this if these are in memory and they don't have a location? Then how do I even reference them? It is not possible? What the fuck? Dude. God damn it, C#. Are you serious? The define interfaces in a normal assembly. So I think let's debug this. I'm assuming our assembly C# is what's compiled in memory, because Unity probably keeps doing that over and over again when you compile your code. Alright, yeah, let's see, MS core lib. Oh my god, there's so many referenced assemblies. Unity engine, AI module, animation module, location module, sprite mask, Unity editor, graphs, assembly C#.dll is actually has a location. So I guess whatever it is, I'll just try detecting if it's dynamic, and I wonder if there's a way to check. Wow, Unity includes a ton of libraries, or at least the editor does. Vote member is not supported in a dynamic module. Oh, I'm dumb. I did the same thing again. If else, we'll log the name instead. So we'll get to see what module it is that's dynamic. Oh my god, I think it did it without errors. Jesus Christ. 200. Can I make this smaller? No. Alright, N refactory, anonymously hosted dynamic methods assembly, MS core lib, Unity engine. Is it reloading all of them again? Is this editor data managed Unity engine.dll? Unity engine.dll. Why is it including the same referenced assemblies twice? Oh, it's repeating. I'm dumb. Okay, so the last one was anonymously hosted. Alright, let's see if this works. Dude, runtime compilation. Yes! Yes! Okay, so now this is the big check. Can we access Unity methods in this? So could we do GameObject.find player.name equals player sucks? Oh my god, it works. Dude, that's amazing. So we can actually unload. So what happens if we write errors in our code? Does it show up in the console? Compilation error, Unity engine game object does not find definition for name. Yes! Okay, we got runtime compilation. That's so nice. So it basically means we can, so what I was talking about of how Unity doesn't give you a way to copy any of this stuff like arrays, like copy large amounts of data. So then I was like, well, the easiest way would be to actually just have code that copies the one array to the other array, but then there was no easy way to just write code. So now in here we can do GameObject.find main camera, get component, player, footstep audio, and loop through these. And this also opens the door to doing a whole bunch of stuff, like if I ever want to like place like hundreds of objects in a cave or something, I could write a for loop in here that just places a bunch of game objects. Yeah. So then what I'm going to do next, the final thing, is I'm going to add an option up here that is like a list of game objects that you can drag in, and then it'll give you an easy way to access them from there. All right. There we go. That was kind of tricky. I'm just thinking if I want any try and catch here, there might be some errors at some point. Oh yeah, I haven't tested what happens if you don't do a main method. GenuID is assigned but never used. Okay, yeah. I should use GenuID so that it is a unique name. So, yeah, just remove main compilation error in class struct. Okay. Attempted to access missing member. Yeah, so get member. I guess we just want invoke member with catch exception. Alright, and now let's add our objects. I wonder where it would be good for the UI, like I'm almost thinking putting the objects at the end. I feel weird putting the objects in front of the C# code. Maybe I'll put it right here. What is it? It's not object field, is it? Is it object array? Is there no array field in the Unity editor? Editor GUI layout array field. Wow, is there actually no property field? Invalid arguments. Shit. I guess the array does not count as serializable. Damn, there definitely should be a way to do this. Editor object is serialized object. Find any required property, draw it. That seems kind of overkill. That seems like kind of overkill. I think there should be a way to get serializable. Maybe if I do system.serializable. It's not valid on this declaration type. Yeah, so that's kind of crazy. You need to make system.serializable just for... Oh, you can use a list. That's kind of weird if you can use a list. But you can't use a normal... I guess because a list is serializable, it works. No, it doesn't work. Serialized object. Huh. GUI layout / object field. Instantiate each array, each object of the array, and on enable method. So basically, I need to make my own editor. Huh. That's kind of weird, man. property field will display arrays. You have to set the parameter to show children. Alright, so this gets the scriptable object. So let's try this. So if I make this static, I wonder if it's still serializable. Serialized property, property field. Why is this still giving errors? Is it like a different kind of serialized property? Is this supposed to be Unity Engine? Maybe not Unity Editor? No, I think so. Oh, it doesn't return anything. And then I need to apply the changes to the serialized object. Okay. I feel like there's a way better way of doing this. Like maybe getting the type or just looping through the array, having one label to, well, let's try this and then I'll look at doing, I think just making my own array function that's like GUI layout.array and then it just automatically determines this type or just uses an object field. Let's see if this works. Object reference not set to instance of object. I can't open these for some reason. Object reference not set to instance of object. Maybe it's because I haven't initialized this yet. Maybe it's because these can't be serialized. I think I'm just going to end up making my own array function. So what object is not set to an instance? The serialized property? I hate having to call this every single time you do the rendering. I feel like that's really inefficient. It's literally doing serialization every single time you render. Yeah, so I don't think I'm gonna use any. I'm gonna try not to use. I feel like this is a hack. Like this is basically trying to like hijack the way that serialize object can serialize any of these values to use it to feed into the property field. I feel like it's just asking for bugs. Huh. Let's see if this even works. Yeah, so that doesn't even work. Gives an exception. That's kind of what I thought. Game object, some things, find property, some things. Maybe I need to cast this to a scriptable object for it to work properly. I'll change this to game object just to be sure. I'm fairly certain it supports both object and game object, but nope. New serialized object. Scriptable object of this, find property, objects. Is there anything I'm missing here? It needs to be public. Maybe the whole thing was just I need this to be public. Oh my god. Yep. Yeah. I still feel like that's a hack though. Having to set up this serialized object. I'm going to create a utility class for the editor, I think. And that's where I'm going to do this array field. editor GUI array field. Should I pass system.type? I think I should just pass type of. I wonder if I should probably do system.array like this. I'm really surprised this wasn't something that was included. I mean, I know it is like included in Unity because they do this inside the actual editor. Like these objects, you can literally see arrays in the properties sometimes. And how do I do the drop down? I think I'm just gonna end up using this serialized. Serialized object because it's really easy. Layout drop down. Makes a button that reacts to drop-down content for displaying your own drop-down. Does not do anything but returns true and mouse down when clicked. Yeah, I don't know how I would do the drop down. I guess we'll just try if GUI layout drop down button size. See, then I would need to keep track of some state here. Yeah, so I don't think I'm going to do a drop down button. I could always wrap this around the array. Wait, does the label go first? It does, okay. So new length, if new length does not equal array.length, then we resize the array. How would I resize the array? system.array.resize. Nice. Okay. And does this delete all the objects is the question. I'm assuming it doesn't. Size without knowing type. There must be a way to do this without knowing type. A arbitrary type. Does it say anything about type here? Oh, here we manually can resize the array. Array, create instance, get type, element type, new type, constraint copy. So this is, yeah, that is the code I'm looking for. So what do I choose here? Is it, we want to copy up to the new length, but smaller than the old length, smaller clamped to the old length. So I think it's just min. Yeah. So then we change the reference of the array after that. Alright, so hopefully that should recreate our array, and now we can just display the actual array. I'm thinking GUI layout object field to receive any object type should maybe work. We'll see. Maybe property field. Nope, I still need to go through the serialized property. God damn. So yeah, I think this isn't gonna work. I'm still gonna need to do the serialized property system. Property field, object field. I feel like there's a way to automatically detect. I guess I can try object field. And then we'll cast it to Unity object. Some invalid arguments. See, I could have sworn that object field could be object. Serialized property, object, object, object type. Oh, okay. Okay, let's see if this works. I don't really think this is going to work. I think it's going to have issues. But let's try it. Can you do a reference and a cast? No, you can't. Okay. Cast array. How do I cast system.array? Casting will take care of the difference. Alright, hopefully it will. Hopefully it will. Alright, 1. Wow. It actually works. Holy shit. We actually created an array. Let me see if this works for integers. That's pretty cool. Allow ambiguous system.array. So I think I'll need to do completely ambiguous type and then do casting here. So that way I don't need to do any casting. I should just be able to do ref objects. Oh man, wait, there should be a way to cast references. So how could I pass in ambiguous references? No, I don't want to use generics. How would I do this without a cast? I guess returning object like this and not doing ref. And then doing a return array. Yeah, actually this can work. This will work. Oh my god, that's so nice. It works just like a normal field, and it gives you an array field. Cannot convert object to Unity object. There has to be a way to not require cast. Not require cast to function parameter. See, like in C#, you can set stuff as a void, and you can basically pass in any pointer type, and there will be no arguments, or sorry, like, you don't need to cast anything. How do I prevent a cast? C# prevent casting requirement. I don't want to have to do cast every single time. I guess I'll have to, because that's the way C# works. Alright, I'm skeptical that this will work for like integers and stuff. Let's try this for integers. This might actually work for just regular arrays too. Who knows? How to avoid casts when working with generics and interfaces. When using system.object. Abbreviated version of existing interfaces. You implement iPoint group. Yeah, no. avoid explicit typecasting when overriding inherited members. No. Yeah, I have to cast. It's the way C# works. I wonder if this is going to result in the integers being boxed. I don't think it is, because I think the way C# works, specified cast is not valid. Oh. What if I just cast it to an object? Invalid argument. Okay. No. So that doesn't work. So how would I do this? So serialized property, object with object type. I guess I should check what objects it's limited to. Receive any object type. Sure, allow scene object's parameter is false if the object reference is stored as part of an asset, since assets can't store references to objects in a scene. The object is part of a custom editor. Okay, I'm gonna check. I'm going to check if we can use integer. No, so you can't cast integer as a Unity object unless you boxed the int32, I think. Let's try this. Cannot convert int to Unity object. Yeah, shit. Object field with integers. I think I'll end up detecting the type. And then I can determine what field I should use. So this will result in the ints being boxed, but whatever. This might also be faster with like a switch or a jump table that looks up the type, but this should be fine. what other one should I do? I'm wondering about an enum. Maybe supporting enum, but I don't know how I would check for an enum. I think I'm just gonna do these. Alright. Array field for editor GUI layout only supports int, float, string, and object arrays. So this should work now. There we go. So now I need to do some layout design for it. I think I need to set a limited height, but I guess I can do all that with the editor GUI layout styling. Alright, so I can delete all this test code. And I'll be right back. Okay. So, very nice to have the developer console working. Let's set up these objects. Quick references. And then I think I should put these in a scroll view. I almost feel like maybe I should put all of these in a scroll view together. Instead of doing all of these separately. But I feel like that would actually be a worse layout. I wonder what the difference is between editor GUI layout and GUI layout. Should I make this resizable? I should, I think. Editor window min size, max size. Min size, max size. Position on the screen where the newly created rectangle will show. I think I probably need to set min size. Is there a way to get the current size? I guess not. Will this be constant and work? I wonder. Let's see if this lets you resize it a little bit. Rect cannot be declared constant. What about a vector 2? That's a struct, isn't it? Vector 2 cannot be declared const. Okay. Static read-only it is then. What happened? It's not launching. Maybe it's the min size. Oh wait. This is set to 0. Shit. That would explain it. Hold on, I'll be right back. My bug list is growing. Is that good or bad? If you're a penetration tester, that's a good thing. It's not a recompile or something. Why is it not doing anything? Get window with rect show. Okay, I think I broke my editor window or something. I think I have to restart the Unity editor, because this is that it right there? This tiny little slice right there, I think is the window that opened. That's bad? Well, shit, dude. Hopefully you fix them. But if bugs are growing, it normally means you're developing stuff. Maybe I have to do hide. I'll just try resetting this. See if that works. Wait, what? Yeah, I think we gotta restart the editor. I don't want to restart the editor, but maybe if I set the min size here. Maybe this will be able to change the size. There we go. Okay, cool. So now, if we increase the max size, does it make it resizable? Alright, how would I have these? Yeah, so this is actually the dumb thing, is there's almost no reason to do resizing because it doesn't give you any way to easily split and do, yeah. So there's no easy way to actually resize. So there's no reason to do that. I would need to manually calculate like sizing of the editor window and stuff like that, and it's just ridiculous. So what's this warning in the console? Object field obsolete. Check docs for new usage of allow scene objects. So I think I want to allow scene objects, but I also don't want to allow scene objects. Because like I want to allow prefabs. Ensure that allow scene objects is false if the object reference is stored as part of an asset. Since assets can't store references to objects in a scene. Huh. Check if the component is on an asset or a scene object. So maybe I should check if persistent here. Type allow scene objects is persistent. Okay. Oh wait, huh. Never mind, this will just need to be a constant option. Oh man, this is actually annoying because there's times when I want to have prefabs. Yeah, I'm gonna do allow scene objects because it's like, you'll want to use this with scene objects more than prefabs. It's kind of annoying that it makes you pick between these and not support both. So I think this will break with prefabs. I'm not actually certain. So I didn't put a scroll view on the output, or something must be bugged because the output console isn't scrolling. it's because of expand height true. Begin scroll view, end scroll view, begin scroll view, end scroll view. Yeah, that's weird. Maybe it needs a fixed height. Let's just try keeping expand height. It might, maybe it's the rich text that breaks it. We'll see. No, there's no scroll bar here. What the hell? Is it because this just disappears as soon as it's entered? I think that's why. Alright, I'm gonna shift around the layout a bit more, give more room for editing code. And less room for doing references too. Alright, yep. I like that layout. Let's delete this old code. Alright, nice. I feel good about that development. Like that editor array field is really useful. I have run into situations like this where I want to visualize an array. So now I'm going to test this new footstep class. Or I guess I'm going to copy the array. Let's try using this developer console to copy an array. So we can should be able to create a reference to the player, create a reference to the footstep audio, and then we can access these quick references. I should include Unity Engine here too, I think. Maybe I can just do player.player here. It's kind of shitty writing code in this. I should write this in Visual Studio and then copy and paste it, but I want to test this with refs 1. So then player or footstep audio dot footstep times equals player dot footstep times. Let's see, I bet this will throw an error. Cannot implicitly convert object to player. I forgot casts. Error, could not write file, dev console compile 2. When IO returned 1224. Okay, so I think it just failed to delete. I think it failed to unload the domain. It's hard to tell. I think if I restart the editor, it will fix that, because that's actually like, it's like still in memory because of an error I had before and it wasn't able to properly call unload afterwards. Oh, and I'm gonna need to restart Visual Studio too, because Unity's gonna create a new instance. And I should have saved that script. I am dumb. Footstep audio. Quick refs. Dot footstep times equals player dot footstep times. Could not find main class dot main. Function is required for code entry point. Public static void main, and it can't find that. Are you fucking kidding me? I actually don't know what bugged out here. Could not find main class. I'm assuming that it's an exception. So what sort of exception was triggered here? Is it because it's... I don't even know. So put the exception. Object reference not set to instance of object. Wait, what? So the compiler didn't get loaded? I'm so confused. Let's copy and paste that code. Do you really need to create... There we go. So I think what the error was is that I recompiled that without reopening the window. Could not find main class.main, target invocation, exception has been thrown, object reference not set to instance of object. Or if it's an exception. Oh, player.player is null. Oh, okay. With a function called main as the entry point. Runtime. Yeah, we'll just do exception. means I can't actually be guaranteed that the... So I figured it out. It's actually not that this is failing at all. It's that this exception can include any exceptions that are invoked by main. So I guess what I would want to do is do like get member, or I guess get method main. Let's try doing that, see if we can actually detect it. Screw it. Let's just keep it like this. It's easier and it works. And if we get an exception here, it doesn't unload and then it never runs correctly anymore. So if it doesn't unload the app domains, eventually it doesn't ever work again. So I guess I can't access player.player because the game isn't loaded yet. So I'm also thinking, is there an easier way than doing developer console each time developer console.output? I guess not. Honestly, I should just like write the code somewhere in here where it has a syntax highlighting, or I should have created this as a C# script. I might want to do this so that you can quickly access stuff. Yeah, that makes sense. Doing the hello world line. This actually might not work because object, it doesn't include Unity Engine. Let's try it though. I think this will throw errors. And I wonder if this will cause issues just copying, because this is just going to copy the array reference from the player. Compilation error. Type or namespace could not be found. Are you missing system or Unity engine using directive compilation error line? Cannot be used. I think this is including /r instead of /n, and it's not showing up as new lines. I can't figure out why else it wouldn't show up as new lines. Let's try to do toString.replace /r with /n. Is there a replace all? Wait, do I actually have to use rejects in C# to replace all? Or is replace all? Returns a new string in which all occurrences are replaced. Okay, cool. See if that works now. And then I was right to use a Unity engine. And I think it is unloading the app domain now because we're not getting any errors. Compilation error. Footstep audio does not contain a definition for footstep times, no extension found for foot. Oh my god, I did footstep instead of footstep. God damn it. Hey, said who? I made a developer console this morning. Holy shit, it worked. Oh my god, this is so useful, dude. This is gonna be so useful, though. So now, basically, this little editor window, you can just write C# code in it, and just basically just execute C# code, just like the JavaScript console, which is like, so for example, I had this array on one object, and Unity doesn't give you any way to copy arrays. So I was like, how the hell do I copy this array? I've had other situations actually like this too. So I was looking for some method then, and I was like, well, if you had access to a console, you could literally just run copy array from player to footstep audio. So then in the developer console, I figured out that I made this quick references thing where you can just quickly drag an object like player. So you can just quickly access these things like player and then just copy and paste the data, or could use this for procedural generation or like so many things. If I ever fuck something up and I need to massively go through like hundreds of objects, changing something and fixing something, this is how I do it now. That is so nice. Now, no more copying a bunch of arrays. I fixed a bunch of bugs. Craigasm. That is Craigasm. It feels really good when you like break through the barrier of bugs that have been troubling you. Compilation error. The variable QR is assigned, but its value is never used. Oh my god, it's still compiled even though it failed. That's kind of interesting. So what I'm doing is I'm running this over and over again because I had a bug before where it wasn't unloading parts of the compiled code, so it would throw errors after. QR is assigned, but its value is never used. How is this considered an error? How do I make this ignore warnings? I guess I need to detect if this is a warning and then change the color of it depending on if it's a warning. Is warning. Yeah. So we'll change this to be yellow if it's a warning. What color is yellow? Yellow is red and green, right? And so far it looks like it is working. it's not, it is compiling over and over again without locking up. Compilation warning. There we go. Yeah. But its value is never used. Okay. Cool. Alright, I'm gonna get back to, man, that was getting sidetracked though. Like, I kind of wasn't planning to just go and make a developer console, but sometimes it just happens. Alright, so now we need to shift to the player script to use the footstep audio class, which I already think I have done. Yeah, okay, so hopefully this will do the exact same thing that was done with the player's audio before. Yep, nice. So now we have a class specifically for doing footsteps. You can actually see the footstep time looping right there. And so I want to program it so that it pushes the time forward when you jump. I'll do that afterward though. So, yeah. I want to check and make sure the spider got disabled. Oh yeah, it's gone. Okay. Hold on, I want to see if we can chase the spider. Yeah, so, okay, the spider can definitely move faster than the player. That's good. That's how it's supposed to go. Alright. I'm really happy with this. Can create an array in Unity in 2020, copy and paste duplicate elements, and move them up and down. How do you copy and paste it? Are you able to right click? Are you able to right click this? Like, I know there's all this duplicate array element, but there's no way to actually copy the whole array. Does it give you a way to copy the whole array? Because that's specifically what I needed, to copy every element of an array without manually going and copy and pasting each one. You can click on the array and it has copy and paste. That's an upgrade. I'm actually confused. Why does it show copy sometimes? I'm legit confused. Why sometimes when I click this is copy grayed out and other times it's not grayed out? Is it just... It's whatever I've highlighted. Okay. I hate how no, whenever you search something for Unity, you don't get a bunch of forum answers of people actually figuring it out. You get a bunch of asset store things that are trying to make money off of you figuring it out. Another thing is there a way to mass edit these? Like if I wanted to set all of these to like, if I wanted to set them to 0, I could set the size to 0, but like, your time is their money, exactly. Like if I wanted to set all of these to 5, like there's no way to mass edit them. Unity has a lot of threads that end without a solution. Yep. At least it's not like Stack Overflow where it's like a solution is marked as correct and it's not even like okay, so that'll copy 5. Never mind. There we go. On Stack Overflow, it's great. You get a solution marked as correct by the person who asked the original question. So the person who asked the original question was asking the question because they didn't fully understand what they're asking about. And genius Stack Overflow leaves it up to that person to decide if the answer is correct. Like, dude, it's like so fucking obvious that a lot of the answers on Stack Overflow are wrong, but it's not obvious to the person who was asking the question and is like the most clueless person on Stack Overflow is arguably the person asking the question or asking their code to be done for them. And then you leave it up to that clueless person to mark what answer is considered correct. It's actually hilarious. Did I delete all of the footstep code from here? I think I did. Okay. Nice. So now we can add this to the spider class. I'm not going to do that now though. It's getting sad though, like Google search doesn't work that good. I'm actually like going onto like the Unity and Stack Overflow forums and searching on there because Google just does not come up with proper results anymore. I don't blame Google either, like it's not their fault they have to censor everything now. Like, this is fucking crazy to me, dude. $17 just for a fucking add-on that lets you move, copy, paste, cut, delete, insert, append, duplicate, and, like, basically edit lists in the editor. Like, Jesus Christ. Moving a range of array or list elements from one place to another. Yeah, so literally one of the main features of this $17 plugin is being able to copy arrays. Like, are you fucking kidding me? I bet it has really high reviews because people are, people really wanted to copy and paste shit. I might have gotten some code from there. Wait. How does this have no reviews, but it was like the first thing that came up? I'm so confused. Why is that coming up in like the top of search results if it has no reviews and it's a completely new asset store thing? Oh my god, that's so fucking bad, man. Oh, I hate stuff on the asset store. It basically like caters to, I don't know how you would call it, like um so when you're going to the asset store, first of all, if you're getting art or whatever, there's like no guarantee the person posting the art on there actually has licensing to their art. Like there's tons of people that just go and grab 3D models off like Sketchfab or whatever and then just resell them on the Unity asset store. So like people think they're paying for art, but you might not even be paying for like art that you can actually have licensing to, because there's like zero actual quality control. Or it's like you don't know that you've copied someone else's thing until someone sends you a cease and desist. Like that is the fucked up thing, is like the people on the asset store are way less likely to run into that. Or like they can basically just create another account for the asset store and just keep uploading new things. So like immediately like a lot of the actual assets are like, it's not a good system for actually getting assets. You have zero coordination with the actual artist. So like they can like that's the thing. If the artist basically just took and stole some art from somewhere, there's no way for you to know that. There's no like, maybe you'll get a refund on your item, but like it's kind of fucked. Like you basically try to use it to rely on it for art, but you can't actually rely on it for art, at least if you care about like proper licensing and stuff like that. And then the code is a whole other question. That's like the same issue as Stack Overflow. The Stack Overflow answers are wrong because the people answering, or the people that select what answer is right, are the people who were asking the question and have, like, the people asking the question are asking the question because they don't know about the program or the programming. And so when you ask the people who don't know about the programming to choose the right answer, it's no surprise when they don't know the right answer or choose the wrong answer, because they don't know programming. On the asset store, on the Unity asset store, the people who choose the asset, if you go to the asset store for code, you're most likely not a programmer or don't do a lot of programming. You aren't going to know what is good or bad code. So like the same thing of Stack Overflow, of the code assets that are popular are chosen by bad programmers. It's like, it's just, yeah. I never buy art assets on the store to use in a finished project, just something cheap to use as a placeholder. I mean, if it was a placeholder, I don't know why you even need anything from the asset store then. You can just go and put in like a cube or an actual placeholder. Or like, if it's like, then there's no reason why you can't go and get it off Sketchfab. If it is a placeholder and it's just for your own private thing, you don't need anything off the asset store. You can just go and get free stuff off of like Sketchfab or wherever. And this is the other thing too, is it's like pretending that 3D models and assets are just a Unity thing. Do you know how annoying it is to see like these giant 3D model packages, and like it's literally the equivalent of a zip file of a bunch of 3D models, but people are putting it in a Unity package where you can only view it in Unity? Like, do you know how much better this shit would be if people just put their 3D models in a zip file and released it for people instead of going through this type of store? Like, it's like this whole stuff being centralized around Unity's website and store is just so bad. Like, so much stuff about the asset store I think sucks. if you compare it to just like the good old days of just like downloading a zip file and just being able to just access all the files right there without having to go through like slow and clunky Unity editor. Holy shit, man. Like I was saying before, I hate the universal render pipeline. I hate the new shader code that they have written for this stuff. I hate the way the graphics APIs work. It's horrible to work with and super unintuitive. And I still don't hate that as much as me sitting there and waiting for 5 minutes while Unity imports my new assets. The most, like, dude, literally wasting your fucking time. Like, just sitting there. So much of Unity now is just spent sitting there watching the little loading bar going, we're loading your assets. And it's fucking crazy. Especially, like, coming from my own engine where there is none of that. It's so annoying. Alright. I'm gonna go have lunch. I'll see you guys around. I'll probably be back this afternoon. I gotta be honest, the more I do this, the more I want to go back to my JavaScript engine. Because Unity's code is not very good. Like, the Unity API is all over the fucking place right now. You've got it, like, split between the job system, a bunch of different packages, and then the old Unity APIs. The engine, like, the state of Unity does not seem good. Like, it seems worse. Like I've said, I honestly think I should go back to Unity 5 or, like, the version from 2014 before all of this shit, and would just have a way smoother experience. Alright. Now probably isn't a good time to start. Now probably isn't the best time to start a project in Unity. So what I tell people now is that you should use... I used to tell people that you should use Unity. I now tell people that you should use Unreal Engine. Because, like, it is... Before, I would say they were somewhat equal. Like, Unreal Engine was more for high-quality photorealism. And Unity was more for, like, lightweight, easy projects, like, kind of like 2D. And Unity doesn't have that anymore. They've tried to go full PBR and like photorealism with the universal render pipeline and HD render pipeline, and it's absolutely trash. A few devs I know using Unity are thinking of using Monogame or Unreal for their next projects. Unity is best production ready engine. UE4 is nightmare much more than Unity, that people say. I'm not sure about that, because like I said, the new versions of Unity literally just crash on me, which I think is like way worse. Whereas Unreal Engine has gotten to a pretty, like, I don't know what's a nightmare about Unreal Engine 4. I think the nightmare of Unreal Engine 4 is the C++ scripting, but they're shifting everything to do the visual node-based scripting with blueprints. So, like, that's the whole thing, is you could, like, I would argue that Unreal Engine is a nightmare if you want to write code, you really want to write code. But, like, if I was going for Unreal now, I would go for full visual scripting. Unreal Engine 4 in VR... 2 to 4K has horrible performance. I don't know about that. I would argue that's more the game's doing really high poly counts. Unity has better graphic rendering. I do not think that's true. The HD render pipeline literally can't render terrain shadows properly. Grass doesn't render properly. Certain particles don't have proper face culling. Like, I can literally list through the issues of what is broken in Unity's graphic rendering, at least in like the new packages. Maybe Unity's old standard renderer is faster than Unreal Engine 4, and that's probably just because it's older and doesn't have newer photorealistic stuff. I use an add-on with Unity. Do you use HD render pipeline? How have you got around terrain, grass, and trees not working? Do you just not use terrain, grass, and trees? in HD render pipeline, because when I started using HD render pipeline, the trees and grass and foliage don't render. All right, I'm gonna go. Yeah, this discussion is a lot. Like, this is the thing. I fucking hate how the majority of my time spent doing Unity is sitting there going, "Hey, this doesn't work," when it's like this is supposed to be an AAA engine, and what I consider to be AAA and high quality is that things work smoothly. Like, if you had asked me like 8 years ago what I liked so much about Unity, I wouldn't have said, "Oh, it's got the best or highest quality rendering or like most amazing features." No, I would say it just works smoothly, it's fairly lightweight, and it's easy to design with. The new packages completely set up a roadblock in front of that. Alright, I'll see you around. I hope you have a good day, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.